Hello and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name is Rochelle, and I'm here to do a reading, a love reading for Taurus, wherever you have Taurus in your chart. We all have it somewhere. There could be something in here for you. That's my intention. So please take what resonates and leave the rest because you know your story best. And also remember, so this is being a love reading. I'm going to do you and them. And so remember that roles can be reversed. I'm just tapping into the energy. So apply it as it fits. And hello, Ashwini. Oh, no, you just fought with your Taurus. I'm so sorry. And Jojo made it. Hello. Thanks for being here. And thank you to all of you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. All right, I'm going to start with the angelic messenger cards, and we will see what is going on with you guys. Okay. So on your side, we have blessing. Blessing. Either an obvious blessing or maybe a blessing in disguise. And on your person side, we have commitment. I like that. We will see though. I will clarify and we'll see what this actually means. So to start off, I'm going to use the Lightseers deck. And I just want to know, what is this blessing on your side? That's awesome. I'm glad it worked out. Okay. We have the Chariot, Cancerian energy, and the Two of Wands. It's about victory in making a choice. It can also be, the Chariot it's quick moving energy. It can literally be going somewhere in a car, traveling. It feels like traveling somewhere that you've been contemplating about going to. And this blessing, it's like, I don't know, maybe you're traveling to the place where your person lives. Maybe you're going on a trip together. There's the blessing is that you've made a choice and there's victory in that choice. So on your person's side, we have commitment, clarified by the Devil, Capricorn energy, and Four of Swords. I mean, right away, I kind of get that your person, I mean, it can be a couple of things. So first of all, it could be that your person has been struggling with some kind of addiction and they're going through some kind of healing process, pulling back, committing to becoming, um, kind of committing to being on the right track and walking away from that addictive, toxic thing or behavior, something like this. It can also be that maybe they feel committed to you and they want to be their best version of themselves for you. But regardless, there's some kind of pulling back, going within, some kind of healing. Maybe they're spending some time meditating, trying to get yeah, do that kind of inner excavation, figuring something out. Also, the devil isn't always bad. The devil is it, this energy represents really strong feelings, really strong leanings towards things. So it can just be about passion, can to the point of obsession even. So then another scenario could be where they feel really strongly about you, and maybe that scares them. Maybe you represent something to that, this kind of like come hither energy, and they're f- they're needing to build themselves up or deal with some kind of fear around that. I don't know. Let's go a little bit further into this, cuz yeah, it it can go a number of different ways. So, me I'm my black deck is calling. Um I'm curious, what do you think about this person? When you think about them, what comes to mind? 5 of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles. Somehow they're putting themselves they're feeling out, and you perceive them as being out in the cold. And it kind of lines up with this energy of like keeping themselves separate from options, options that they have. And it could be that because this can sometimes be kind of a um victim mentality, like, oh look, everyone's having a good time and poor me, I'm just out here, trudging along. And there's this assessing. You see them as there there's a contemplation here. It feels so you're thinking about them in this kind of place of non-action. They're figuring something out. Maybe whether to commit to you. Um oh my gosh, my cat. My cat is I might need to pause and get her. Kitty! Kitty, stop! She's messing with the screen door. It's finally cool for a minute, and I had it open, and she's trying to open it. Anyway, I'll keep going and we'll see. I don't think she's gonna stop. I might need to close the door. Anyway, um, so there's your person is taking their it's like having put some kind of uh, effort, energy into a connection, in into something in their life, and they're like, but do I continue? Do I continue to commit? Do I throw myself in and hope for the best, hope there will be some kind of fruition that comes from this? There's already a lot of good that's come from the effort they've put in. But if they're walking around with a victim mentality, I don't know, maybe they're they're not able to see so well like the benefits of the effort they put in, or something like this. Okay. So on their side, you know what? I'm so sorry. Hang on just a minute. You you need to Okay, I'm back. Sorry. That was Charlie. She's normally the good one. She was in there with her claws. Okay. So, what's on their mind when they think about you? Seven of Cups and Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so they could think that you have options and they're hoping that you'll make I don't know. Well, I don't know. Yeah, it seems like they're hoping that maybe they're hoping you'll make the right choice, choose them, or that they see you as somebody who's very discerning and you want to choose what's going to bring you the most long-term happiness and success, the person, um because it's about family and stability and prosperity. And maybe that's one of the reasons that there's some kind of fear on their side because they, whether this is true or not, they think that you have other options and that you may just leave them out in the cold. And if they do naturally just kind of lean towards that kind of poor me victim mentality, then it could skew how they see the situation and how they see you and thinking you have all these options. And maybe you don't, who knows? But that you're dedicated to being in a commitment that is going to ultimately be fruitful and connected and prosperous and all the things, like I said. So I'm going to go to my Guardian Tarot. Um, how do you feel about this person? How does Taurus feel about their person? Three of Swords and the Seven of Swords. Oh, okay. So you're feeling hurt. You're feeling very very hurt and trying to protect yourself. Maybe because you've made your choice. You know what you want, but they're over there like, "Oh, poor me, I don't know." And you're like, "What's your problem?" And it's like they're like turning it around on you somehow and not trusting you. And you're like, "But I haven't given you any reason not to trust me." And it could be that they're just dealing with like pain and issues from their past and they're projecting that onto you. And there's, with the birds, there's all these messages. Maybe there's messages back and forth where they keep questioning you and it's hurting your feelings. Cuz I get the impression you're like, I haven't given you any reason not to trust me. And you think that I'm all these things. You think I have all these options and that I'm just whatever. But I feel like you've chosen. You're really into this person. Thinking about traveling with them, traveling to them, wanting some kind of victory. Maybe this you feel like this person is a blessing in your life. Now, with the chariot, we have the white and the black horse, the duality. So maybe the two of you are very different in some ways. That you lean more towards the kind of the positive and optimistic side, and maybe they lean more towards the negative, pessimistic side or something, but there's getting those two going in the same direction. There's some overcoming some kind of difficulty. And you feel like it's their blessing, that this connection is a blessing. But for whatever reason, they're getting in their own way. And you're just like, "Oh, come on. What? Really?" And I don't know, like maybe you see them as potentially um because they're so afraid that they're going to end up deceiving you, kind of as a way of like, well, it's better if it's better to hurt someone before I get hurt kind of mentality. And whatever's going on, your feelings are very hurt. So how do they feel about you? The Ace of Swords and the Fool. This is so weird. It's like they feel like they're getting some kind of clarity about taking a leap of faith with you, wanting a new beginning because of this clarity. But it's like it's kind of seems like their head and their heart are at opposite ends of the spectrum. They're having a really hard time, because they this person really likes you too. If you were doubting that, and you probably were because your feelings are super hurt. You're like, what, what? What's even going on? And they're over here like, but I feel so much. But then, I don't know. Like maybe they have somebody. With the Five of Pentacles, there's somebody with them. Maybe there's somebody who's feeding them false information, who's like, "Oh, you remember what happened last time? You can't trust anybody. Don't go in where it's warm and light and bright. But if they could just tap into their feelings, if they could just marry the two, their head and their heart, this is what they want to do. They want to have a new beginning with you. They want to jump in. Ace and the Fool. This is definitely wanting to move forward with you. So, so I want to say what's the problem, but let's go to. I'm going to go to my Dreaming Way Tarot. What are your next actions towards this person? The Sun, Leo energy, and Seven of Cups again. It almost feels like a self-fulfilling prophecy on their side because they chose the Seven of Cups with how they think about you. They think you have options, and maybe you do, maybe you don't. But this is your next actions. You're like, well, if this person is putting me through so much, so testing me over and over again and hurting my feelings, maybe they're not the right person. You're focused on your happiness, your victory. For you, this is very simple. And you're just like, well, with my person, are they the cobra that's going to strike simply because I happen to be here? Um, is this just a fantasy that's going to, it's a castle in the sky that's just going to like dissipate because it's, made up of clouds or whatever. Like I feel like you're really dedicated to yourself and your long-term happiness, right? And you absolutely want a new beginning as well. But whether that's with this person or somebody else, it's very dramaful. And I don't know that you want the drama. I don't. You definitely don't, because you're like, you're getting hurt for no reason when you're just trying to do the right thing, you know? Um, and who knows? I mean, it's not to say that you haven't done anything to make this person not trust you. Maybe I don't know, maybe you have said some things that's put this person on guard. You know, maybe you're like, well, I, I I'm focused on my happiness and prosperity, and if you can't come along for the ride, then see you later. You know, maybe you were a little bit, to you it didn't seem like a big deal, but to this person you said something that just like sent them reeling. So, you might want to look over how you've interacted with this person as well. Anytime there's a dynamic, it like they say, it takes two to tango. So even if it's totally innocent and unconscious on your part, there's some way in which you're feeding into this, and so that might be something to look at. But what are their next actions? We've got the Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. This is working on moving away from the drama, moving away from the conflict, the tension. And I guess the question is, they can also be working on just focusing, going within, because there's a lot of that here, and focusing on doing their own thing, doing their work, just trying to take the focus off of this connection and all the fear it brings up, and just be like, okay, I need to just step away and figure myself out. So they're just focusing on their work, um, and possibly moving away from this connection. Sometimes, that can be what this card is about. But whether it's moving away from the tension and conflict with you, or just wanting to move away from that dynamic and create a new dynamic. So I'll say it again. Take it as it resonates. Where are we at? Okay, let me go to, feel like I want the Osho Zen. I wanna get potential outcome here. Potential outcome for you on your side. Existence. This is the Magician card. Gemini, Virgo energy. And participation. You have a new beginning that you're working on manifesting. And what you want is a connection where there's equal giving, and it's like giving and receiving. And in this image, it's kind of hard to see. Ooh, we got a little tension over here with the cats. So um I don't know. So there are hands here. One's down, one's up, and it creates this kind of mandala. And you want equal give and take, and you are working on manifesting that. Um, and you're going to be manifesting that, whether it's with this person or somebody else. But that's your main desire. You want victory with somebody who if you're thinking about going to like traveling to them, that they would travel back and see you as well. That I mean, yeah, we all know what reciprocity means. Okay, so on their side, potential outcome, we have going with the flow. I like that. And friendliness, 2 of cups. It feels like this person is maybe getting a wake up call because you're like, hey, I'm here. I would like to make this work. You are a blessing in my life, but I'm not going to put up with you like constantly questioning my motives and hurting my feelings because you think that I'm going to show up in a certain way, or you think that I'm eventually going to leave. Um, and it feels like they're letting I think they've had some kind of control issues, and they're like, okay, I don't want to lose my Taurus. They love you, and they're scared. They are shaking in their shoes that something's going to happen, but it's their own stuff, and they're wanting to really come back into a place where there's harmony, peace and harmony and love. They feel like you're meant to be together. There's a commonality here between you two, even though there are some differences. They feel like you can make that work, and they're stepping back. They're starting to allow things to be, um not trying to make things happen based on a place of fear. So, this bodes really well, which it makes me think that whatever you're working on manifesting is it's going to be with this person. That this person will be able to reciprocate and give you what you want, and you'll be able to smooth out the things that have really hurt your feelings, because it seems like they're seeing this, and maybe you've communicated this to them. You're just like, I can't do this if this is how it's going to be. And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I don't want to hurt you. I'm just scared. And it's those honest conversations that that really help. Just opening up, being vulnerable, telling the person how you really feel, telling them your fears. Um, I know it can be scary, but if you two can really agree to be authentic and vulnerable with each other, I think that this connection can go really far, because you both really care about each other, and maybe there's love there already. It's just you both getting out of your own way, because if they're acting like this, there's something in you that's attracting that. So it's learning to get on the same page. Not always easy. Relationships take work. It's how it goes. um but when you can learn to work with the person rather than getting defensive and fighting against, that's when you can go deeper and go higher, and you know really create that sweet, um, awesome connection. So, anyway, there's your reading. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And thank you again so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing.